Hi to anyone that's watching this climate I got. Am I going to do a reading today? I got Leo shine, so we'll see if that's true. The curiosity of not knowing is Scorpio, which means investigate. And review means we'll find out. So I want to talk a little bit about astrology. So basically, everyone's born with their sun sign. Your sun sign is the sign that you identify with, meaning like your basic number one sign, like your personality, how you present yourself, your innermost being. But then you also have your moon sign, which is like your subconscious and your perception and your intuitiveness and what you're sensitive about. And then you have all the planets, so you have a different sign for each planet, and depending on what each planet stands for, or um, like which adjective or symbolism it stands for, and what sign is in it, it can be different for everyone. And then you also have your houses, which basically describes a general home base situation. So for instance, one of the houses is family life. One of the houses is communication, things like that. But basically, when you piece together all of that, you can create a pretty interesting person. And everyone's birth charts are pretty much different, unless someone was born at the exact same time and place as you. And yeah, unless you're like a twin, basically. Or they were born at the exact same time and place as you, which is possible, obviously. But my sun sign is Pisces. My moon sign is Capricorn. My midheaven, which means my ascendant, um, is Libra. So I have a balance between that. Um, my Pluto is Scorpio, which is interesting, because Scorpio basically deals with transformation and seeing things and investigating, questioning things, to the point where like you basically become a new person. Maybe the information you found out was life shattering and it transformed you into a new, different person. The good part is that it turns you into a better person, because the next level of yourself is always usually the best. Sometimes you need to go through pain in order to get to the good. But I have this astrology deck. So it has all the planets, the houses, the asteroids, things like that, little descriptions. I'm still learning more about astrology, but as I get to know the signs and the houses and the planets and the moon phases, I'm starting to become a lot more aware of what that all means and how I could determine pretty much the answers to life and existence, the future, the past, the present, how we're all connected, a symbiosis. Um, so I'm going to ask the cards a question right now. How is the world feeling right now, and what do we need to know about it? We got ascendant, which means entrance. Saris, which means nurture. Uranus, change. And Venus, beloved. So what I get from it is that, so far what I have from it is that we're going through a transition cycle, a change. People are feeling very loved right now, whether they're loving themselves or they're getting love from other people. They feel at peace in that sense, and they're nurturing and kind of settling back and self-soothing and taking care of themselves. I'm gonna read Ascendant. Oh, I'm gonna read all of them because why not? So Ascendant entrance, which is a cardinal point. In a natal chart, the ascendant tells a story about how you walked into this life at your birth and how you walked into any new situation. It describes the door through which you see the world and the world sees you, your filter system, and hints at your awakening consciousness. The ascendant, also known as the rising sign, so mine is Libra, describes the degree of the zodiac just coming up over the eastern horizon at the moment and place at your birth. How do you see the world? So the ascendant tells you how you see the world, which I find mine must mean a little bit balanced. Take a long look at the assumptions and pre-assumptions through which you filter your experience of reality. Really look at how you privilege trauma or certain attributes of your history can distort the reality of the moment. Do what you can to dismantle those obstructions so you can see the whole view. Open that aperture. So meaning um what people are feeling right now is basically trying to compartmentalize and understand and make peace with the trauma and the PTSD they're feeling with, or even their view on reality. Because sometimes um, your reality can change based on circumstance and experiences, but it's telling you to look at that perception and try to find a balance and an equilibrium and adaptability to making peace with it. Maybe not being happy about how you see things or how you see the world, or not painstakingly sad, but maybe like somewhere in between, like a gray area, like a balance between those two polarities. Conversely, look carefully at the signals you send of it off. Do they match your intent? Do you say you're fine when you really need a hug? Are you trained to sound modest or apologetic when really you know what you're doing? Do you act like you know what you're doing when you don't? Notice what you project onto the world and take responsibility for how you are seen. The ascendant is where you become visible. If this makes you nervous, investigate what needs to be healed or where you need to grow your confidence in order to feel comfortable being seen. If you're asking about a project, look for what needs to be repaired or improved before you hold a press conference. The challenge is the front door is only one part of the house. Be willing to look beyond appearances and into the heart, but don't count others' ability to do so too. The gift is over time, your reputation is built on what you do, not how you look. Um, so at the end of the day, the message is kind of like people are more cautious of how they seem and how they react towards others. But it's not necessarily how you present yourself, it's the action that you take. So the work that you put in is more important than how people see how you do. And the universe knows. And people should look past that, especially past looks and impressions, because sometimes there's more people have to offer than just what seems to be seen. So Sarah's nurture says, mother and be mother, nurture and cultivate that which is growing, whether it's the harvest from the earth, the child from the womb, and the art from the artist. Real love can mean tough love, doing its best for your beloved, even if they hate you for it. Love and nurture your own body with healthy whole foods. Take them as communion with organic world. Feel the earth beneath you holding you, loving you through hard times. Let this abundance flow through you to others. Advocate for those who are weak or vulnerable or dependent. If your progeny, your project, or your harvest is being taken from you before ripening, be ready to starve the world until they are safe. Witness the with strength and power. When the time is right, be willing to let go for your progeny or creation to flourish. They must embark on their own journey. Once your job as nurturer is complete, let go and step into the next level of your own mastery. Do not mistake smothering, enabling, or infantilizing actions as a sign of love. Once you release the object of your care, your life is not over, a new mystery begins. The gift. There is a sacredness in your daily life, loving, feeding, nurturing, guarding, and beginning in family, whether chosen or biological. All part of powerful spiritual path. The mother holds you. So it seems that people are really taking care of themselves, taking care of others. And if you're not, you should be. But it's also a good time to start a family. But it's also realization of helping someone and knowing when you're taking it too far and you have to let them go to figure it out on their own, which is basically like raising a child. 25, change, Uranus. Um, Surprise or be surprised, be ready to shift gears. It's time to experiment and try a fresh approach or a new route entirely. If your life were a garden, now would be the time to scatter handfuls of diverse seeds, water them, see what grows robustly, and weed the rest later. Urgent anxiety can be a system of Uranian restlessness, so rather than just feeling about, look for the root cause and ask what to change to solve the problem. So anyone who's having some like anxiety issues, look at where it's coming from and try to solve the problem. So it may feel like your finger is stuck in an electrical socket. You're anxious to change, but you can always spin your wheels until you shift into new gear. Prepare for an evolutionary leap. Shocking circumstances can force you to engage gifts you didn't know you had and help you transform. You're not those external attributes in transformation. You will not dissolve. A caterpillar is still eternally the same creature once it becomes a butterfly. And Venus means that love life will enter your life, or you're already feeling a lot of love. Was I accurate? Probably not, but I tried. I think I was accurate the first time more than I was the second from reading the book, actually. But that's okay. It was still fun to read from the book.